integrity of elections in this republic through their utterances or actions, why can't we then debar that person from being cleared as a candidate to contest, whether their party brings him or not? We should step up. We should be tough, because this country belongs to 50+ million Kenyans. We can't allow a single individual who's looking for a job to be a member of county assembly or a member of National Assembly or a member of the Senate. They are looking for jobs. They have to talk to Kenyans nicely. But when they talk to Kenyans in a condescending language, in an insultive language, in a language that incites the public, we should, journalists, report, give us the factual information, where they were, what they said, what they did, so that when we receive that information as a commission, we should use it as a basis of enforcing the Electoral Code of Conduct. These are some of the innovative things we have to go. Because if we let things run the way they are, that's not acceptable. So we will work together to enforce that Electoral Code of Conduct. And since you are the people in the field, the journalists, the media fraternity, give us factual information about these individuals. Lastly, we'll be launching the enhanced voter registration on 30th. The reason why you see some reports and reported by some of your journalists, I think we need to do something about the quality of our journalists in the field. Yeah? In terms of some sensitivity around reporting. The last 2 weeks we've been recruiting and training over, how many thousand? Over 12,000 registration officials. That required that some of our staff already working with us, who are trainers of trainers, have to leave their offices to train these 12,000 young Kenyans who will be helping us to undertake the mass voter registration exercise. So that's why you see in some stations, we have stepped down in anticipation that by Monday this coming week, we will have registration centers across all the wards, the villages, and everywhere in the Republic. Over 30,000. Actually 33,000, right? Yeah, over 30,000 registration centers across the Republic. And therefore this exercise will be massive. So we urge you, media, to highlight, to publicize this exercise, ensure that Kenyans who are eligible, who have ID cards, who are 18 and above, come out in large numbers to register, because we're bringing services closer to the people now, unlike before when we were only doing it at the constituency level. So this is a very important exercise that will test the resolve for us to work under this framework MoU. So as we have committed ourselves to implementing this MoU, which we will sign today, let us begin by doing something around mobilizing Kenyans to register in large numbers. So the exercise will happen on 30th this month, March. We will undertake this exercise in Kwale at a place called Shimoni Port. The significance of that choice of Kwale is because we want to launch this exercise among some of our marginalized and minority communities. And they will all be there. I'm sure some of you have heard the Makondes and many, many other smaller communities, the fisher folk, the marginalized communities along the coastal strip. And we will be asking you to help us to magnify that information, that this new IEBC is about inclusiveness, inclusivity and participation in our electoral processes. So that's one of the major announcements I needed to make to all of us. And lastly, is just to say thank you very much to the Kenya Media Sector Working Group, Kenya Union of Journalists, Kenya Editors Guild. Thank you for that commitment, because when we met and agreed, you honored that agreement by putting everything we agreed on paper. So thank you very much, and way ahead of time. and we have touched on some of the critical sensitive issues, including the result transmission. Thank you very much, and I urge you to work with this commission so that we do the right thing for Kenyans. I would also like to thank Elgia. Elgia, you have been there since we came on board, right from day one. Elgia has worked with us from our induction, from our training, from our electoral law reforms, our communication strategy, to this date when we have engaged with the media. And I believe you also supported us in our first media engagement. So thank you very much, Elgia, and keep it up. I know there are also other institutions that we will be working with in this journey. We thank all of them. We thank UK Aid. Please convey our gratitude to them for the financial support they have availed to us through Elgia. And with those many remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, he deserves better. Come on. He has made a commitment. Thank you very much, Chairman. And we appreciate the love and respect that you have for the media sector. You know, he mentioned that we were the first organization or sector that he engaged with immediately after coming to office. And I remember very well, it was about 13 days after being sworn in, you engaged the media and you've sustained the conversation, and we deeply, deeply appreciate that. Asante sana, Chair, and your commission for all the love you have for the media sector, and we commit to partner with you and walk this journey with you. And honestly, I believe that 2027 will be different. It will be a new dawn for Kenya. I'm positive about that, so long as we are aligned and we're walking this journey together. Do you believe so? And the chairman has said he has brought the services closer to the people. CEO, do we have a BVR kit here today? Hey, tuanze kuregister hapa mondo kwa mondo. Asante sana. Thank you very much to the commission. And please, I know CEO you and Chairman, you are stretched for time, but please allow me to break protocol for just a minute or two. I know after the keynote speaker makes his remark, nobody should speak after him, but am I allowed to spend one more extra minute on something that I feel is critical? Yes, because we've spoken about the three things that Kenya Media Sector Working Group has committed to work on and improve on, and the Commission as well has committed to support us on the journey. And one of them is touches on training. The second one is on accreditation. That we've all mentioned. The third thing, IEBC commits to review the code of conduct for elections, and we reviewed ours as well. So please allow me to invite the director at MCK, Victor Bwire, to speak for 1 minute on these issues. Probably I'm ambushing you, but I just want to hear from, from the regulator point of view. The issue of training, we have the training manual handbook. I don't know whether we are going to review it or it speaks to the current situation as a country. So please, briefly, 2 minutes, the issue of accreditation, training handbook, and the code of conduct. Okay.
While it's not good English, but I'll follow.
And, Chairman says, and media accountability.
Okay. Saying that I ride on the protocols already established, not good English. It's not English, but I'll use that for today. So I want to appreciate President and the MCA, Chair, Commissioners, CEO or acting CEO, but we are praying with the CEO, so don't worry. Former Vice, Lilia, pleasure, and colleagues from the industry, Amjambo. Kwa haraka upesi vile tumesema, we have already started working. As we mentioned earlier, we already have an MoU with the IEBC, which is already operational. We started in November. We already did joint trainings for the by-elections. We got lessons that are helping us to improve the handbook we are saying. And quickly we will be reviewing the election guidelines and the training manual to incorporate digital era and the few things we learned from the by-election trainings. Obviously, they came up very, very big, other than the normal objectivity code, the other things that are coming. Like there's a politician who has sued a media house that they referred to her as others. You know, these things of two horses and mules. And now a politician has gone to court and sued a media house that they referred to her as others. And he made her lose an election. And the courts have given her 20 million against a media house. So it's real. The issue of defamation, Political Parties Act, electoral, on the need to give space to all candidates, whatever you think, there's no others. So those are already lessons we are learning. We are already seeing the issue of the delayed response is a big thing. Once you give somebody a microphone and he already insulted another one, what do you do as a media house? So, and you see the responsibility lies with the media house. So those are already things that we have picked and which must go now in the training manual. So the council has already started, and obviously the Kenya Media Sector Working will be part, and IEBC will be part of that curriculum, because it serves us, all of us. We have reached out to the judiciary, we have reached to everybody, people who matter, because there are a lot of laws that affect elections reporting in this country. The IEBC Act, Political Act, Media Council Act, defamation, all those things relate. The computer misuse and cybercrime. You remember the penal code, again, there's still publication of false news. So once you write and say a candidate withdrew and he did not withdraw, that's a publication of false news. You can't be. So there are a lot of those things we are working on. We are happy to report that already the pilot election reporting has started. We started with the Citizen Royal Media Service. We have already done a training for their 320 staff, Nairobi based. Next week, they are bringing all their correspondents from the counties to Nairobi for training on election reporting. So already, we have already started in terms of just seeing as we work on the manual and improving them, which will be followed immediately with their train of trainers. The train of trainer will pick from all the Kenya Media Sector Working Group members, plus universities, colleges, so that then they are trained on how to go and train outside there, because obviously the resources don't. So that's already happening. The issue of media accountability is becoming a big thing, and that's why we are saying immediately we have signed this framework, because this MoU gives a framework on how to engage. In the next few days, by April media, and we have already discussed, we need a bigger meeting now between the Kenya Media Sector Working Group, IEBC, media owners, and newsroom leaders, the people who are in the industry, or I mean the newsroom. So that then the things we are talking here must find a way of being implemented. Otherwise, we'll remain with them on that. So we are planning as an urgent thing to have a meeting of IEBC, newsroom leaders, media owners, and ourselves, so that then we start already making the MoU live. Those are things that are already on the cards. And that's part of now the commitment we are talking about, the issue of media accountability, that we must engage. And this engagement and commitment that IEBC commits, as Kenya Media Sector Working Group commits, the people in the industry and the newsroom must also commit that there are minimums they must do or not do, so that then we move forward. So, Bwana Chair, we are working on that. The bigger bit might not be, sometimes we throw the challenge to the media, but more so it needs other institutions to play. If people decide to insult themselves on the roofs of cars, what should media do? So sometimes, and you are a peace advocate, so you need just to see, like Eric said, the people who are violating the electoral laws, the people who are doing other things, what do we do with them? Because that level of impunity, you might not even count those results if we don't have a peaceful election. If what happened in Mbeere last time during a by-election where people are fighting, where will the 34 forms be pinned if people are already fighting in the rooms? So we need to relook on how to enforce. That violence thing is becoming a very serious issue. So it will also depend on you as media exposes. Many times, media will be exposing some of the people who violate the law, not because they don't know there's hate speech, but we must also sometimes show the people, the leaders we have in their true senses. So those are things that yeah. Accreditation, as we are aware in our MoU with the IEBC, which we're already implementing, IEBC now accesses our back end. So if somebody applies for a press card to cover elections, IEBC has access to the Media Council database. They just check if that person is in our database before IEBC accredits them. So we're already working, the IT team, the IEBC and our IT team work together. They access our, so that's already happening. So last time we had nearly 12,000 journalists accredited 2023 because of election. So we are seeing a projection. Obviously, with the election, the numbers go up. People employ on temporary international press. So we are seeing about 15 to 18,000 people might come to register as journalists, and we are already prepared. We have already worked with the IEBC on how that can happen, and we want to request journalists, please, please register. Both accreditation is free, you accredit, you don't register. But for elections, also register, and we had a discussion last time about allowing journalists to vote earlier or something. I think it's also a discussion that we need to progress. How do we, because they will get the cards, but if they will be assigned to work and they have no special way of voting, they might not vote, and we want them to vote. Because we are targeting 20 journalists in the parliament next time. We are really working hard. And we have seen the number of journalists who are already aspirants. The number is big. So please, let's see if we can allow journalists to vote earlier before they go to cover. It will help us to get our numbers in our target in parliament. Other than that, I think the commitment is there, as we already mentioned. And there will be tough, obviously, professional repercussions for journalists who flout the required professional standards and other laws. I mean, we are telling journalists, you are just Kenyans like any other person, much as you do very privileged work, but follow the laws. If the electoral laws say this and this, read and appraise yourself, so that then we don't get yourself into, the electoral law says don't expose how somebody voted. You will get us photos showing us the president has voted for himself. But the law says we are secret ballot. So how did you get a photo of the president voting for himself? You know, those are simple, small things, but they matter a lot. So that's what we are focusing on also, so that journalists also become compliant with the law, even as they do the work. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you very much, Victor. Now we see we are all aligned, right? Work is moving. Yeah? So we are just going to build up from what is already happening. And thank you so much to MCK for partnering with us and being part of this process. So I don't want to keep us longer, because naona kaka mwenyekiti anaona mambo kidogo, ndio sasa tunaingia kilele, si ndio? Cherry on the cake. But as we said, we are going to hold each other to account in this election, si ndio? Kabla tutoe log kwa macho ya mwingine, tutoe kwetu sisi wote as IEBC. You look inward and ask yourself, have you done what is expected of you? And the media, MCK, and we've made a commitment here. Maybe in the next one month, 2 months, how much time do we give ourselves to sit and review where we would have gotten by that? Yeah? Yeah? 1 month. After 1 month, we convene again, Cindy, to angalia and review what we've discussed today, what we've committed to do, and where we would have reached. I think other thing that we didn't talk about was emergency response. Remember, we discussed, I don't know, coming up with a hotline for journalists, where they can just reach out whenever they need help. But ladies and gentlemen, we are getting to the climax of these events. Do I have your attention? Do I have your attention? Yes, we are getting to the climax of these events. And allow me now to invite Madam Kulundu to lead us through the next phase of these events. Kindly help me welcome Madam Kulundu, DCS Operations IEBC, to take us through the next process. Tell us where we're going next. Asante. And you look amazing. We are still celebrating International Women's Month. And you can. She got the memo, yeah.
Thank you, Madam MC, for this invitation. I'll use the wrong word again, as said by our latest speaker here. Allow me to ride on the already laid down protocols and say that we are actually coming to the climax of this event. And as rightly put it by the keynote speaker, our chairperson, we are here for two objectives: to sign the MoU between the Commission and the Kenya Media Sector Working Group, and also bring you to speed to one of the items in the MoU, our latest or our immediate electoral process in Kwale next Monday. So without much ado, Allow me to call on Mr. Eric Odwor, Secretary General of Kenya Union Journalists. Please come forward with your witness. Madam Zubeda Kananu, President Kenya Editors Guild, with your witness. And our very own Acting CEO, Mr. Moses Ledama Sunguli, with your witness. And let me call upon our strongmen, Gen Zs, to assist us bring the signing table to me. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready. And let's clap as they sign. Pass it over to the next one. Thank you. Last one. Now they are witnesses. Please sign against your principal. Another clap. At the same time, yes. Please do it. Thank you. So the principals now, please hold the documents. And those of us seated, can we stand so that we applaud this ceremony? Please. Thank you so much. You can now step down. Thank you. Yeah. Witness up the bench. So that's the order. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I think now the MoU. Let's settle down quickly in the interest of time. Finally, let's finish because we want to do the last session. let's finalize. Our fourth estate, let's finalize. Asanteni. Asanteni. Thank you. Thank you. Asanteni, tumemaliza sasa. Thank you. Now we are done with that signing ceremony. And as Chairman put it, one of the items in the MoU is to bring KM or Kenya Media Working Sector Group to speed on our electoral processes. And the most immediate one is the enhanced voter registration in Kwale on Monday that we are going to launch at the Shimoni village. And I would like to call upon our commissioner, who is the chairperson of our elections committee, Commissioner Dr. Anne Deritu, to brief us on the way forward as far as the Monday launching of ECVR is concerned. Karibu, Commissioner. Asante.
Okay, I had already addressed the protocols, so allow me to continue from where I left. And very briefly, Chairman has already announced to us that we have a voter registration launch on Monday, the 30th, at Shimoni village, which is in Kwale. And the reason has already been given why we have taken that route of going to Kwale. But I want to give you just a few highlights in 5 minutes on this voter registration. Specifically, because voter registration specifically, we are implementing Article 1 of the Sovereign Powers of the People, Article 38 of the Political Rights, Article 83 and Article 88 that demands that IEBC should have continuous voter registration of voters to update the register. We are very intentional that since that is September last year, when we launched the CVR, it has been continuing in the 290 constituencies. What we are doing in the ECVR is taking registration down to the people at the ward level, where the clerks will be able to capture as many people as possible and get the Kenyans where they are and where they are working from. I want to note that for the continuous voter registration, we have already registered as per today 277,903 new voters since the 30th of September last year, and quite a number of transfers. What are we offering? In this voter registration, we are offering three services actually. First of all is the capture of those people who have not been registered. The second one is if anybody would want to transfer his or her votes to the place that he will be at 2027 election. And the third one is any corrections, change of particulars, correction of your name or ID, anything that you think that should be corrected. But I want to note that the two services, the collection of particulars and also the transfer, will only happen at the constituency level, and you are supposed to go to the constituency you want to transfer your vote to. So you don't expect the clerk to do the transfers or change of particulars. I think also very important to note is that we are deploying 5,390 kits countrywide, and the basic of those kits is 3 kits per ward, and need analysis, In those areas that are vast and are more populous, we shall add a few more kids. But the baseline is 3 in every county assembly ward, and also 2 kids in every constituency office. We note that all these kids, except the one in the constituency, are open kids, so that a Kenyan can register anywhere. Wherever you find a kid, you can just approach that kid and register to wherever you want to vote at that particular time. We also have 57 kids in Huduma centers, in all Huduma centers in Kenya. Actually, from here, we expect the chairman to go and cross the training of Huduma clerks that is going on at Kenya School of Government. We also have 290 kids which are in the constituency. Those ones are closed for purpose of processing of data. It is important to note that we shall have a schedule and a plan how the kits will be distributed, or the schedule on how the kits will move from one place to another so that Kenyans can access. And those particular schedules will be publicized at the ward level by the clerks that will be handling that. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to note that we have over 10,000 registration clerks. Okay, thank you. Yeah, CEO is reminding me that we shall also be at the universities and colleges in this country. We have 145 kids for that purpose in all the universities and colleges, so that we are able to reach the young people who are congregated in those universities and colleges. Then, in terms of numbers, we have 10,780 registration clerks. We have voter registration assistants, 1,450, 1 per ward, and then constituency ICT, 290 of them, and Huduma Center clerks, 162, because they shall be working 2-2, and some of them may require some shifts. So it is important to note that 10 clerks will be deployed also to the customer experience at IEBC, and you have seen how busy it has been. We are finishing training. Tomorrow is all the training in the country will be finished by tomorrow, and so by Monday we shall be very ready to roll out the ECVR. For the launch, we now invite you to Kware. You said you are journalists, you said you are people, so that they come and help us. Chairman really described why we are in Kware and how we mobilize people from that areas. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to note to you that there are some areas where voter registration will not happen. The Commission has suspended voter registration there. One where there are by-election areas and where we have petition. And these are the ones, it's good to read. Poro County Assembly Ward in Samburu West constituency, there's a by-election. Then Edo County Assembly Ward, Marakwet East, Elgeyo Marakwet, we have by-election. Then Emurua Dikil constituency in Narok County, we have by-elections. Malava constituency, Kakamega County, we have a petition. And in Bere North constituency, Ebu County, we also have a petition. In those areas, we shall not have any registration going on. It is suspended, and that is what we are calling the rephasing of register, so that we do not register people there. I want to note, as I conclude, that during this period, we expect that there shall be a lot of cooperation from yourselves, the media, to really help us highlight some of those issues that we shall be going through. We expect that also that Kenyans should be informed the requirement for voter registration, which of course, first of all, somebody must have a valid ID, Kenyan ID, or a valid passport. Either of the two can be used for voter registration. We shall capture your biometric data, and then also you are expected to fill a form at the venue. If you want to transfer also, we expect you in person. Fill a form, have your biometric data captured, and then after that we allow you to either transfer or register as a voter. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to stop there. That is just the highlight of what we expect from IEBC this particular period. We start from 30th and run for 30 days. Depending on where, sometimes it can rain. So if you see us going beyond the 30 days, we have to recover all the days when the rain has affected registration in a particular area. Because the clerk that we are employing must be paid for 30 days that he has worked, not 30 days that he has been around. We have to pay what has been worked for. So if kikunyesha and you are not able to go out, we are going to make sure you cover that day so that we are able to capture the 30 days. And we expect that the clerks, because most of them are youth, to really commit to this registration process, because it is their registration process more than the older people. And we expect them to have discipline, because if you don't have discipline, of course IEBC is a serious institution. It's going to deal with you perpendicularly and vertically. Sidio? And I think I want to stop there. Yeah, very good. And it's also very important, CEO, thank you for reminding, when we are registering, the capturing of data, it will take for you about 10 or 15 days for the data to be processed. After 15 days, those who are registering, you are able to find yourself at verify@ibc.or.ke. Even those who are seated here, you can verify your registration at verify@ibc.or.ke. You can find us in the website, you can Google it and verify your voter registration status. So it's good to note that you don't register and then you expect you will register the following day. There's a process of processing that data, because it's coming from the ward to the constituency, now to our server and the database, and there's a process of deduplication. So it will take some time, about 15 days. After that, you are able to find your name in the register. So please help us at the media to mobilize Kenyans. It's their constitutional right to really get registered and then participate in the next election. We also beg that we don't politicize voter registration. Yeah, let it be a role of media also to really bring down politics of voter registration, but highlighting that every Kenyan should be registered. And I think with that, if there's no other question, let me see whether there's any question. Is there any question on voter registration, on data, or anything? It means I've covered what you could have asked. Very good, I'm a good teacher. You can clap for me. So I think after that, I call upon my sister to come now and conclude.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Commissioner Hassan, we also appreciate your presence. You know, earlier your fellow commissioners said hi to the delegates. I just wanted you to wave from, but...
I will not.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Zubeda. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you a small story. 35 years ago, as a young DO in Lamu, I was called on a Thursday afternoon by my DC, Mwalimu Kiti. Mwalimu Kiti tells me there is a rogue ambassador who is coming to Lamu by the name Smith Hemstrom. And Sheikh Khalid Balala was already in town. And he told me, in addition to that, there's a young boy who runs around here who is called Karim Rajan. He was a freelance journalist by then in Lamu. They are all coming to incite people towards the government. When you see them, run away. Make sure we close the offices by 11 o'clock tomorrow on Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel so fulfilled that today, in an organization where I work, I am seated very freely with journalists and signing an MoU. That's really great fulfillment for me. Thank you very much. My name is Commissioner Hassan Nur. I chair the Human Resource Administration and Security of the Committee of the Commission. Thank you.
Commissioner, now I know I'm in your good books. I didn't lock you out. Thank you so much for making time to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, the kikao is over. Tumemaliza. Sijui kama niulize ile slang ya Gen Z kama tuko kadi tunapotoka hapa. But before we leave, commissioners, Mr. Chairman, would like to take a quick group photo outside at the stairs. So please, all of us, because this is a memorable day, it's a journey we've started, and we always believe that if it was not captured, it never happened. So please join us for a group photo, and thank you so much for making time to be here and making this day a success. So please, let's follow the chairman and the commissioners and the members of the Kenya Media Sector Working Group. We take a group photo outside at the stairs. So asanteni sana, enjoy your day and happy weekend. We look forward to seeing you on Monday.